So the theme this time is going to be village and pillage.
Okay, awesome.
We finally have a Nether update.
Ooh, the Nether update.
The Caves and Cliffs update.
Ever since the Nether update, the demand for an end update has never been stronger. The Nether went from one of Minecraft's most outdated dimensions to one of its best. It completely changed how players explored, built, and survived. And, naturally, after seeing what Mojang was capable of, the community began asking one question: when is the end getting its turn? But after the release of Caves and Cliffs, Minecraft's development began to change. Chapter 2: The Drop System. Caves and Cliffs was originally planned as one massive update, but because of its size, it had to be divided into multiple releases. While the final result was worth the wait, I think it also changed how Mojang approaches updates. Updates like 1.20 and 1.21 never really brought back the excitement Minecraft had before Caves and Cliffs. They added nice features, but they didn't have that same feeling of completely changing the game. So Mojang eventually changed their update model and introduced the drop system. Instead of waiting an entire year for one update, Minecraft now receives a content drop roughly every quarter, or about every 90 days. Chapter 3: The Problem with Smaller Drops. To be clear, I don't think these drops are bad. They've added plenty of interesting content. The recent Sulfur Cubed drop introduced an entirely new cave biome, and Mojang has continued experimenting with gameplay by adding things like the new spear. These are the kinds of smaller additions Minecraft can always benefit from. But I don't think they've brought back the same excitement players used to have. A lot of players return after several months away, create a new world, look around, and don't immediately notice what's changed. Back in 2018, 2019, and 2020, that wasn't the case. Village and Pillage transformed villages. The update. Aquatic completely reinvented the oceans. The texture update refreshed the entire game's look. Then, the Nether update reinvented an entire dimension. You could load into Minecraft after each update and instantly see something new. Today's drops improve Minecraft, but they're naturally much smaller in scope. Chapter 4: The Last Major Box. There's always room for more small additions, more cave biomes, more mobs, more structures, more weapons. Minecraft can keep receiving those kinds of updates for years. But eventually, one of the last major boxes left to check is the end. Which brings us to the obvious question: where is the end update? Chapter 5: My Theory. Personally, I think an end update is already being worked on. Now, this is only speculation, but here's why I think that. In the past, developers working on major updates regularly showed off what they were building or talked about the features they were responsible for. Developers like King B-Dogs were often very visible during development. Recently, though, while many developers continue discussing the features they've contributed to the newer drops, a few of the people who worked on Minecraft's larger updates have been noticeably quiet since Tricky Trials. That makes me wonder if Mojang is currently operating with two development teams. One team focuses on delivering the 4 yearly drops, keeping Minecraft fresh with regular content. Meanwhile, another team could be spending much longer developing Minecraft's next major vision. Again, that's just my theory, but it would explain how Mojang can continue releasing content every few months, while also working on something much larger behind the scenes. Chapter 6: What Comes After the End. Years ago, Mojang said they didn't want to add another dimension until they had updated the ones already in the game. It's been years since they made that statement. But if that philosophy still stands, then the end feels like the obvious next destination. Updating the end would complete Minecraft's 3 existing dimensions and remove one of the biggest requests the community has had since the Nether update. But if that happens, then another question starts to become much more interesting. Back in the Wild update, Mojang added something that players are still trying to figure out today. Deep beneath the overworld ancient civilization, buried inside the deep dark, at the center of every ancient city, stands a massive reinforced deep slate structure that looks unmistakably like a portal. Even more interesting, every road inside the city leads directly toward it. Whether that's just world building or the beginning of Minecraft's future, that's a discussion for another video.